Gentle, kind, and present that we can be with some of these denser, harder places in ourselves. It's sort of like it's like in the Taoist tradition, they talk about, it's the softness that allows a kind of strength to emerge, or it's like if we meet the hardness with more hardness, it just further concretizes itself. But eventually over time, it's sort of like water smoothing a rock. Over time, that softness is what allows a kind of a melting and a dissolve. And, just similarly to how, or an analogy of like how, ice melts, it can be gradual and gradual and gradual. And then all of a sudden a whole chunk goes, and it just kind of, a huge opening can happen. And I think that's what's really trustworthy about this practice, is that we're not in there digging with a pickaxe. We're not trying with effort to get to something or change something. So many approaches have this kind of subtle violence to them because we're going after it. And so we're further concretizing the subject-object relationship. We're further creating division. And nothing will really transform in that kind of environment. Nothing will feel safe to really open. We'll just meet it with more hardness. So I think it's a beautiful thing that we can learn how to participate in creating this environment for ourselves, where we begin to feel safe with ourselves. Because really everything else is a projection. To the degree that I don't know how to actually be with me and allow myself to be with where I actually am, not my fantasies about myself, not my projections about myself, my idealizations, my comparisons, but to actually be intimate with where I am and to feel if it's pain, if it's hardness, if it's, some really resistant place in me, whatever it is, we grow the capacity to be with ourselves. And the more that we do that, it's like, this is our heart's capacity. We're befriending our experience, befriending our moment. The more we exercise that, the more that we can know that we're safe in any environment, in any relation, in any moment, because we've got ourselves, right? And I think that as a people, culturally, just kind of where we are in our evolution, in many ways, we've kind of given this power away to other people, to environments, to circumstances. And so it's like we're reclaiming that power, that power to create the safety of our own environment in any moment. So that means, like, no matter what you feel, no matter what you're experiencing, you have the capacity to stay with you and be intimate with your experience and love you there and have you there. That's a pretty radical game changer. So, sometimes in this kind of practice, what we're starting to open up today, we might be on a retreat for days and days and days before we get to some of these really deep holding, start to really thaw and open. For someone else, it might happen in a day, it might take, or somebody else, it might take a year. It's like we're all really different in how we're wired and what our histories are and what we've all lived through. So we need to be very gentle and kind with our own pacing and our own journey. And there's really no goal other than just cultivating this capacity to be with yourself as you are.